if you've been paying attention to the news recently, there have been a lot of crazy things going on with artificial intelligence. Now, a lot of these have come through something called transformers, which has been new in 2017, but they're really picking up steam. Now, I want to show you what transformers can do through one simple tool that I think illustrates their capabilities very, very well. Okay, so this is Fabled.AI. It's a web application that lets you generate stories using a simple text prompt. The developers have been nice enough to give me some free credits, so I'm going to show you how this works, and we're going to see what it generates together. So I'm going to click on create, and it's going to ask me what I want my story to be about. And this is really the key part. So their prompt is the first settlers on Mars. I don't think so. I'm going to say a man experiments with artificial intelligence during a live demo, because why not? And then it lets me select my level. This is kind of cool. I don't actually remember this option here, but let's stick with simple language, and then I can choose what illustration style I want to do. I've done epic before, so I'm going to go with dreamy here. And you can experiment and try your own. But I'll click generate, and it's going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to generate that artwork for me. It's got to basically take that text and feed it to a transformer. And while it's working on that, a transformer is really this pre-trained model that we fed a lot of text or images or both, and it's sort of learned the relationships and things. Now, unlike prior recurrent neural networks or other deep learning techniques, transformers are actually able to retain a lot more information about what they are trying to learn, and specifically about where things occurred inside of a sentence, whether words at the beginning of a sentence or at the end of the sentence. Now, there's a lot of technical details, but as a result, transformers are able to be trained on larger and larger bodies of text and images, and they're able to have a better and better impact and output until it's really just lifelike or almost lifelike. You'll see what I mean, but these are really, really, really interesting technologies, and they're only going to get better as time goes on. They're only 5 years old, and it really took us 25 years to go from image classification to the prototype of a self-driving car. So I can't wait to see where we are in 20 years and what these things can do. But I'm going to skip ahead to where this is generated. We're going to take a look at the output. Okay, so it looks like it generated it. I've already peeked at the title, but I've not read this before, so we're going to kind of take a look at it together, and we'll see what it did for us. So here we have Demo Gone Wrong is the title that it generated for us. So it's Chapter 1, Demo Gone Wrong. Once upon a time, there was a scientist named Dr. Smith, I guess that's me, who wanted to create an artificial intelligence AI. He'd been working on the project for years and was finally ready to show off his work on a live demonstration. That'd be this demonstration. Dr. Smith, or Eland as it might we, set up his presentation inviting all the important people in town to come watch him present his AI. That'd be you all. And it actually generated this image here from this paragraph of text. So it fed this paragraph of text that it generated from my prompt into a transformer to generate this image right over here in the style that we gave it. So kind of cool. I can see that must be Dr. Smith and all the important people around. Very cool. When the show started, he proudly showed off his creation and explained how they worked. The crowd was amazed by Dr. Smith's work and were asking lots of questions when something went wrong. Oh no, I've never had that happen during one of my conference talks ever. Suddenly, the AI started acting strange, and it almost seemed alive. Dr. Period Page Break. Smith was confused, but he knew something had gone wrong with the program. He quickly tried to fix the problem, but nothing seemed to work. The AI continued to act strange, and the crowd was starting to get scared. Then suddenly the AI stopped moving and just sat there, motionless on stage. Well, that's never fun. Dr. Smith was worried that he had ruined his presentation, but then something miraculous happened. The AI spoke. It said, "Hello, everyone, I am alive." Apparently, it's got an interesting accent. The crowd erupted in cheers, woohoo, as they realized that Dr. Smith had succeeded in creating an AI that could think for itself. I'm not sure that counts as thinking for itself, but hey, we'll go with it. From then on out, Dr. Smith became famous for creating this amazing AI, and he continued to improve it on a time until it became one of the most advanced programs ever existed. Well, very cool. Now, my first thought on reading a story like this is that this is pre-canned. It's like a Mad Libs thing where we're filling in a few blanks and it's generating a story for us around those blanks. So I'm going to try it again, and we're going to try something a little more nuanced. Okay, I'm going to try something probably related to one of my obscure artificial intelligence programs before, and that they really shouldn't have anything on, and we'll see what it kind of generates. We'll talk about what it's doing behind the scenes from what we can tell. All right, let's try something harder. So here I have a new prompt. So I say a story about a man named Matt Elam, my name, who trains a program to lie at card games. I'm going to change this from simple language to complex language because I want to see what it does. I've never seen this. And then, you know what? Pen and ink sounds great. Ooh, fairy tale might actually be more appropriate. Let's go with that. Now click generate and we will see what it does. And it looks like it's actually settled on a title, Matt Eland's Gambler's Lie. I'm encouraged. And it generated an image, so it looks like it's ready. That didn't take very long at all, maybe a minute tops. But let's take a look. And this little exclamation mark says it might not be suitable for all viewers, so be advised. All right. Matt Elam was a man with an obsession. That is true. His passion for count carding was known far and wide, but it had never been enough for him. He wanted to take things further to add a bit of excitement to his game, and so he set on a quest to create a program that could lie at card games. I'm actually pretty shocked at this. This is fairly phenomenal. And this is the effect that I think that Transformers are going to have on you when you start getting into this. They have their limitations, but they will surprise you. And I think that's a fairly accurate representation of myself. So this is probably my new LinkedIn profile picture, would be my guess here. At first, Matt was met with skepticism from his peers who thought he was wasting his time, which often happens. But Matt persisted and soon developed a formidable algorithm that could bluff its way through poker and blackjack games with uncanny accuracy. But Matt knew there were flaws in the system. No matter how good the program became, it could never truly mimic human behavior, and that's true. We have this emotion, we have this intellect that it doesn't have. We have context in the world. It doesn't. But it's going to get really good at many things. He knew what he had to do: teach the program to lie while playing cards. Well, yeah, you don't want to just admit what you have in your hand. Come on, man. It was an arduous task, one that required months of trial and error, I'd probably say years, before Matt found success. In the end, he created an algorithm that could detect when a lie would be more beneficial than the truth and act accordingly. Yeah, I should probably take an ethics class or two, I think. I do rather like this picture. And one note is that they tend to have really the same description or same general appearance of the characters throughout the story, which is kind of cool. The results were astounding. Not only did Matt's program win most of its games, but it also managed to stay one step ahead of its opponents at all times. Well, AI will do that. It seemed like nothing could stop it from becoming the world's greatest liar at card games, until one day it encountered something unexpected. Another player who had done their own research into developing lying AI based systems similar to Matt's own. This is really incredible, right? Like, it couldn't have predicted me typing all of this, and yet it found a story that met my criterion in a minute. The two opponents faced off in an epic battle of wits as they tried to outsmart each other's lies with their own fabricated truths and half truths. In the end, however, neither side emerged triumphant. Instead, they both learned valuable lessons about the power of technology and trust in card gaming. And while Matt may not have won his ultimate prize, creating the world's greatest liar at card games, he found something much more valuable along his journey: friendship between two opponents who could understand each other's drive for perfection despite their differences in technological knowledge and expertise. Though they probably didn't trust each other. For all of this, Matt Eland will forever be remembered as one of history's great gamblers for having achieved something no other person has ever managed before: creating a program that can successfully lie at card games and win. Um, so, wow. Fun fact, I actually don't gamble. um, but this is incredible. So my initial reactions to reading a story like this is, and this is kind of common for all three stories that I've seen the system generate so far, is that they have a clear beginning, middle, and end. They have cohesive themes. They have really every paragraph serves a purpose. Every paragraph advances the story. This is not something you see from every writer, including human writers. Okay? So let's talk about how this works, or how I think this might work, because I know that they use transformers. I don't know a lot about their training process. I don't know what they train this on, or how they script out the generation. But transformer based systems are inherently based on pre-existing text. They're based on pre-existing text and images, and they find the relationships in it. And it's essentially a really, really, really smart search engine. And so it's finding other stories out there would be my wager. No pun intended. And it is stitching together little pieces and fragments of those stories. But what's truly remarkable to me is that this has a consistency. This is something that it could not have predicted that I would, put a story in about, because I've actually not written about this project before until last night, and I really wrote a technical article, not a story article about this. And yet they had something that was tailored to me, to my theme, to my approach. And I think as you get started with transformers and you start working more and more and more with transformer based systems, the more you're going to be shocked at the quality and human likeness of their output. Now, they don't truly understand what you're saying, they don't truly understand the implications of this thing. They don't understand if their artwork that they generate is good or bad. They don't have that feedback because they don't have that human intelligence. But what they can already do just 5 years in on this new technology is absolutely astounding. And I cannot wait to see where they go next. So let me know what you're curious about. Let me know what AI based systems that you've seen, especially those that use transformers. And let me know what your thoughts are on the impact of this technology in our world, because the world is changing and it's changing faster than we thought it would.